Hello and welcome to this PalmSens unboxing video. Today we're gonna take a look at everything you get when you buy an EmStat4T. This is the operator's manual that you get, and you get a calibration report. But what do you find in the box of an EmStat4T? We find the quick starts for PS Touch, our app for Android, and the quick start for the EmStat4T. These two booklets allow you to do your first measurement with the EmStat4T. We're gonna do the same measurements during this video, but if you don't like watching videos, you can just use the quick starts to get immediately started. And then of course, we find in the box the EmStat4T itself. This is the version for screen printed electrodes for SPEs or other like this disposable electrodes. So it has a connector for these in the front. And it has a power button that you just switch on and you get your touchscreen. Also, well, if we look at the other side, you can find here a USB-C connector for power and communication or just for charging. And you can find a QR code reader. I find here a card that tells me that I should visit my.palmsens.com to maybe download the software or use the other benefits from our portal. Or if you can't go online, maybe because of the policies in your institute, you can also just use the USB stick that is delivered with the instrument and has all the software on it that you require. And then something very handy for us, a dummy cell that we're going to use for performing our first measurement. So more about that later. And then almost hidden in this pouch, we find a USB-C cable. We can use that to connect the EmStat4T to a computer for power and communication or just for charging it. An alternative for communication is Bluetooth, which is also something we're going to do in this video. So this is the SPE version, but you can also get a version for our cable. So instead of an SPE connector, we find a port for our cable connection. You also need the matching cable, which is our regular cable with a connection for the potentiostat with 2mm banana connectors for your electrodes and matching crocodile clips. This cable is double shielded, so each lead is shielded and the lead bundle is shielded as well, so that you get minimal noise during your measurements. And then the dummy cell looks a bit different for this instrument because you connect via cables to it. Due to that, we had a bit more space, so we gave it multiple options for different circuits. Let's focus on the one for SPE for our first measurement. To perform that, we need, as I said, the dummy cell. So this dummy cell has the circuit printed on the back, and the circuit is just a Randall circuit, so a resistor in series with a resistor parallel with a capacitor. We put that one here in the front. The instrument is switched on, very important. So we have already made the setup that we need for our first measurement. Now we need to connect the potentiostat to our computer. Since I think everybody knows how to use a USB cable, we're gonna do it today via Bluetooth for our first measurement. So if you had a USB connection, you would use this button to update your connections, but we want to connect via Bluetooth, so we're gonna press this button. Now the software will search for all the instruments in my environment that are Bluetooth capable. So once it has found all the instruments, you need now to look for yours. If you want to find out what's the Bluetooth name of your device, you just need to click these three little lines in the top right and you get all the information about your instrument, including the Bluetooth name. So that is this one. I choose this and press connect. Since I have never used this device before, I need to pair with it. I find now a pairing code on the screen that I need now to type into the software. Now I'm connected, also visible in the screen with a little Bluetooth icon that popped up. The first measurement that we will just do it very conveniently. You can load method files. Method files include all the parameters you need to perform a measurement. So I just go on load, and in the folder PS data, which is usually in your documents, you can find the PS method file psdummy lsv 2 volts. And I just load that one. And all the parameters for my measurement are set. So I just press run and then I perform my first measurement. Since this is a linear sweep voltammetry and I have a Randall circuit, I expect a diagonal line in my voltammogram, and this is also what I see here. So this was already our first measurement, but the EmStat4T has a touch display and that can do a few things more, so I would just like to show you that. If you are on the touch display, here is the big button load scripts, and you can have up to 4 different scripts as tiles or buttons then on the screen. And behind these buttons are method scripts that you have written and put on the device. So you can do a lot of custom things. Or here are 2 scripts just to demonstrate what it can do pre-installed. So this is just a list of all the pre-installed icons that we have. You can also upload more icons if you want to. I will show in a later video how to do that. Another option are more complex measurements, for example, an impedance measurement where we first perform a high frequency and then a low frequency measurement on this Randall circuit and calculate from these 2 values the solution resistance and the charge transfer resistance as it would be according to the Randall circuit. This is something you can do very easily yourself with PSTrace and the additional software tools that we deliver for the EmStat4T. But about that more in a later video. If you don't want to miss that video or any other updates, follow us on LinkedIn or subscribe on YouTube to our channel. Thanks for watching and have a great day.